Oh, there we go.
As from now on a commie, and you a fucking commie. Don't like that. Give me a notice and fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck, I did.
And welcome to No Crying in the Coolroom.
Hello.
First intro, Lachie, how you going?
I'm all right.
People said we needed an intro, so...
Yeah. Well, that's it so
that
far.
was it.
That's it. What did you get up to today? Did you make an omelette?
I shouldn't have asked the question. I think I've had a pretty shit day.
Yeah, right, cool.
I'm fucking failing as a human being. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think we all are, but it's just the recognition. At least
Yeah.
you're recognising it.
Well...
I fucking recognise it myself.
I get recognised that when my beautiful girlfriend tells me that I'm failing, and that's totally fair.
Just go, yo, Tim.
But just on all fronts, I don't know if it's the moon cycles because I'm not into that shit.
Neither, but carry on.
But I hope that it is. Because every time I see a full moon, something goes wrong. So I don't know.
I don't think you're a failure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, sometimes, this is legit, this is how I deal with when I feel like that, because I honest to God, feel like that. Not often, but when it hits you, you're like, what? I just write down what I've done what I've achieved this week, even if it's like taught my daughter something, absolute random.
Yeah.
You know, like the other day we were playing like marbles, but we were like, then we made it into a different game. Like who can roll it the furthest without stopping before something. And then we just started placing bets on it like old men playing fucking dice. Yeah. But I like that. So I wrote that down. Yeah, things like that.
So
but
is how you get through the...
Yeah. That catches up on you though.
Yeah, I don't mind, like, I really...
Doesn't get me down, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't mind failing at being a human being.
No.
I don't. Failing at being a boyfriend sucks.
Yeah, but you'll find that out real quick as well, though.
I know. Dude, and do you know what? Look, like, it links back to being a chef and my entire upbringing.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about, you know? We're not good, like...
Yeah.
In relationships. I don't think chefs and hospitality people...
No, it's horrible.
I don't know if I've ever met one who was good. There's two actions that you make. Someone comes at you with an argument, you fucking... argue back straight away.
Yep.
Or you shut down and you stare forward and you don't say anything.
I am shitting myself.
Yeah. Bit like that. Yeah. Yeah, but that is true. And then yeah. I used to just shut down because it was less energy burnt. It was just shut down. And also you need to fail because like how the fuck are you going to learn shit? Like learn to do it to an elite level.
Yes.
You can't do it. You can't without fucking it up 3 times, 4 times, 10 times.
Yeah. I've definitely got the back end. I got the back end of this. I'm going to prep list my way out of it.
Right.
I got a notepad in my pocket.
Yeah.
About what I can do and stuff like that. But like, you know, like just when you get to those days when you've had 2 or 3 weeks of build up and things not working and going and
yeah,
you know, and you just have the day where it all's like, hey, you shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
You know what? Yeah. Those days are funny to look back on, though. You're like, you weren't really.
Because there's like, I'm writing a bit at the moment about this kind of stuff where like everything that you learn emotionally, your emotional reactions are from age 1 to 7. Ironically, my girlfriend wrote this bit while we were high as fuck.
Nice.
In having a good time together.
All right, I was going to say, yeah.
But you know that 1 to 7 bracket is like, and my son's going through this at the moment. He's 8 years old.
Yep.
And you record that, whatever's going on in the household, whatever you see, the way that your parents react to each other, to you.
Yep.
You record all of that, and then for the rest of your life, that is your default software for situations that arise.
Okay.
And even in the last couple of weeks, I've had, I'm usually really good with like confrontation.
Yep.
But if I'm like kind of out of energy, you revert back to the old software.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
And then you're like, why did I behave like such a dick?
Yeah.
It's because the default software is like a 6-year-old kid who either yells and screams or I think he's on the phone.
It's on the fake phone, not connected.
You either yell and scream or you like, you know, whatever. Shut down, run away.
Yeah.
There's lots of different things that you can do.
Yeah, exactly. But it's that Yeah. Yeah, 100%. When I was younger, I used to hold my breath and faint, as in really young, like 2, 3, 4 years old. Like when I get annoyed. So like I vividly remember doing it one time. Like this story is about me doing it all the time. But I remember the one time I actually remember it, my sister, I picked a strawberry. We would grease strawberries at home. Picked a strawberry and I was about to eat it and my sister grabbed it off me. Just been an absolute C.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember going, just calmly going, and that's all I remember. But I remember coming out of it like that didn't feel good. Like, you know, like I'll just hold my breath until I fainted and then someone was like, shook you and you breathe. But I remember doing that. I don't do that anymore, but like I just mentioned, I think maybe I do. I just go, because there's too much energy.
Where did you pick it up from?
I don't know. I don't know. To this day,
How
no,
would you
none of my
know? How would you
cousins,
know about
my
it?
sister didn't do it. She's older. I don't know. I must have done it once, maybe accidentally.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd said to myself, "Can I hold my breath?"
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I've done like a bunch of work because
But I'll just go. I just remember. I'd always do now. Still go. So I don't know if that's the same thing. Just go
I mean, to a degree,
and keep it inside.
it's gonna be.
Because I'm not a. In the kitchen, you have to be. You have to be a yeller. You have to be instant, fix the problem, loud when you need to be instantly.
Yes.
Even if it's not your personality, you have to be like that.
Yes.
But naturally, I'm not like that. I just go,
yeah.
hold my breath and faint, motherfucker, when
why-
someone steals a strawberry. Yeah.
Why are we all able to
That's my first instinct. Fight or flight. Just go,
Fair.
do nothing.
Okay.
Get punched.
If I see it happen, dude, I'll just drag you to a corner, finish the episode myself.
Maybe that's how we can finish the episode. See
Just hold
who
our breath
faints
the
first.
longest. Zero.
Get my old mate to pick us up later. Yeah.
In kitchens and stuff, like there's so many strange people in kitchens, but we can all adhere to kitchen rules
Yeah.
of how to interact and all of these stuff.
Yeah.
But in relationships and things, it's a free for all,
It doesn't work
you know,
at all.
So
Well,
there's
so
no,
those same rules in the kitchen.
there's no rules. There's two people bringing their own rules.
Yeah.
And your rule's like, oh, hey, if this gets difficult, I'm just going to hold my breath and faint.
Yeah.
And
Or-
mine is like, if you do anything that I don't like, I'm going to run away.
Yeah. I'll quit this relationship. I'll get a new
Yes.
relationship tomorrow.
Dude, that is
I'll get a relationship on the
exactly-
dishes tomorrow. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like every time I just walk to work and I pick up that chopping board and I'm like, not today. And I put it down and I walk out.
Yeah.
Is how I feel when things get hard in my relationship.
Yeah. Just quit.
I just quit,
yeah.
which
Just
is
quit.
like such a fucking chef move.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
so shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll just get another job.
You're so employable, and the better you get, the more employable you are, and the more of a dickhead you can be.
Yeah.
Like when it ends, just be
Mm.
like, "Wait, what? No, you can keep that," and then just
Yeah.
walk. Yeah.
You're this ridiculous gun for hire.
Yeah.
But then you never get paid. That's the other thing I found funny is like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can get another job tomorrow.
I
But
was.
then that's 65,000 or something as well.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
I was. A couple of times I have fully exhausted my holiday pay and then quit just because I knew, all right, that way I'll at least get paid it, or I won't have to be convinced to stay another week, or finish up the 2 weeks notice, because like they don't have anything to hold over you. You're probably not going to get paid super anyway. You can have that.
So you're saying you're calling in sick or something?
No, so I'll just take holidays and go, I've got 3 weeks holidays, and take them knowing I'm going to quit. Like it's very, but that was easier than going, oh, I want to quit on the 17th of next month. And they all go, yeah, that's nice. And then it gets to the 12th and they're like, can you stay another week?
Yeah, totally.
They owe you 3 weeks annual leave.
They'll never give it
They
to you.
never give it to you. And they act like you're a dickhead if you, can I leave when I told you I'd leave? I gave you 12 weeks notice, you know.
Yeah. I found that very
So-
funny.
but it meant I could just walk.
Yeah. Well, it's a smart move. I
Yeah.
never did it like that.
Yeah.
I either
It was accident the first
and
time.
this could be linking back to relationships. I either got sick of the job and then let that build up inside of me until I hated every single person there,
Yeah.
and then exploded and walked out.
That sounds like it's pretty healthy, Tim. Having said that, I've done that myself.
Yeah, or like
That
but-
shit floods back when someone tells you it. You're like, yeah, a few
because
times.
it's like, we've done it the right way. I remember one job where I told them, I'm like, oh, hey, this just isn't working for me. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And I'll give you 4 weeks notice.
Or as soon as you find someone, I'll even train them.
Yeah.
You do all the right stuff.
Happy to.
Yep.
No issues.
Yep.
And like you said, it comes down, well, for that month, they all give you shit about leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, you're leaving on us. Oh, don't train him anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, don't show him that. He's leaving on us.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
when you leave, you can't use this as a reference. Like
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you come time to like,
Quitter.
this is supposed to be your last day. And exactly, they come and they're like, just one more week.
Dude, the guy we had that
And
we're
you're like-
making up starts, he can't leave. This is all made up shit.
Yeah.
What they mean is, fuck, he's actually leaving?
Yeah. And then you're there for another week and you're the most miserable person you've ever been in your life.
Yep.
I am shitting myself.
It's the only one I remember.
Is it?
Yeah.
You've just got the top
Actually,
corner.
I've got this one.
What?
That's my daughter going, what?
I heard.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
almost as good as people explaining my jokes back to me.
Yeah. They're the
Do you
best.
know what that is?
They're the best jokes. Yeah.
That audio clip is exactly what you heard.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get it. You get it. Can you explain to me again? Yeah.
We've got a nice list of things to talk about today, chef related, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We're going to do some normal shit. We're not just going to talk about conspiracy theories all day.
Yeah, but I mean, they're conspiracy theories because they're interesting, right? I don't know where this is. You should see my fucking notes folder. Holy
yeah?
moly! Oh, do you want to read some of the Boilermaker comments?
Yeah.
So I like Boilermakers. I've decided I really like Boilermakers. They've got the same. They got that same chef humor, like self-deprecating. Seem to be for the most part pretty witty.
Yeah.
But they kind of roasted us.
Because we talked about them on one of those test podcasts.
Yeah, the podcast. Well, yeah, I put a clip on my own page, and we didn't know what a fucking Boilermaker was. We just called them welders.
Yeah.
There was some pretty funny ones, like this chick goes, whatever that job is, I don't know what it is either. My husband does it and it pays the bills, and I go to the park every day. I was like, okay.
She's excited about the park.
Well, they're all FIFO workers. She's pretty committed to her husband, I guess.
Yeah, and also the park.
Maybe that's for her kids. I don't ask these questions. I just put like laugh emojis.
Do you?
Yeah.
Don't understand what's going on.
Well, I didn't need to on that one. If I want to extend the sort of comments,
Yep.
it sort of works.
All right.
There's a bunch of people that said you still don't fucking know. There's so many comments like you learnt nothing, things like that.
And is that Boilermakers just being negative?
I think it's just people online being negative, and I like it.
I like that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's true.
I
There's
still don't
no
know.
way I know what a Boilermaker is.
And like I pointed out,
I don't think Boilermakers know what the Boilermaker is.
I come from a town of Boilermakers. I don't know who they are.
It's fucked. We're still, by the way, we're still talking about Boilermakers. This guy goes, Eric said these blokes have soft hands, and I have to agree. My hands are real soft now. But he was
They're
saying
telling that we have soft hands?
100%. Yeah. Do you have soft hands?
Nah,
Touch me.
no. Not as definitely, I don't have all the chef stuff anymore.
I used to have obviously just scars like a zebra, but like I
And
feel
the-
like my hands are pretty soft now.
The knife blisters.
That's completely gone.
Yeah.
Completely
Wasn't that
gone.
an interesting thing?
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
The little. Oh.
Definitely the scars and all that stuff.
Now I feel like I've lost a friend. That'd have been there for like 20 years,
Yeah,
bro.
it just goes away. It was there for 20 years and it's like, I'm not needed anymore. It just pisses off.
But it's a big, it's like Uluru, right? And
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was a huge square
yeah.
almost.
I remember it's chick at an HJ's drive-through. I gave her cash, and all the burns up my arm obviously they look like self-harm. And I gave her cash, and she just stepped back from the window and they're all like half infected, fresh ones. The fact I'm going through a fucking HJ's drive-through is
After a shift.
yeah.
Normal practice,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah. Isn't there so much fucking coffee
I don't want to eat. Yeah, exactly.
So there's so much foie gras and fucking
Ew,
truffle
coffee
terrines you can
gut.
fucking eat, eh?
You could put it in a sandwich. You could do anything, but you're like, fuck no.
Yeah.
I'll
But
take
also,
the HJs.
I'm not touching one more serve that I don't have to cook as
Yeah.
well. Like, fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were taxed on cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, every chef's fridge at home.
Yeah.
Like everyone thinks that it's like just full of like amazing produce and it's just going to go to waste. You're never there.
Yeah, bro.
It's
Never.
peanut butter and margarine. You're like a World War II trench fucking soldier.
I just never used to eat. I suppose that's what I used to eat. Would just be trash. And also, like, you'd go to Northbridge after a shift maybe and get Billy Lee's and things like that, like dumplings or
Yeah.
the only places that were open till, like, I don't know what time.
I ate a lot of French fries.
Yeah.
I did.
Mm.
And then you could still do a 15-hour shift, whereas now, like even if I have like one bad meal, 2 beers, I feel shit.
Yeah. You can't function. You have to, like, if I know I'm eating something really big, which is probably just exactly what you're talking about, I know I have to do exercise beforehand in the morning, and I try to just eat once a day. But this is what it's become. But I used to do it anyway in the kitchen. I never used to eat before lunch.
No.
Ever.
No.
Because you just get fucked up.
Yeah, you can't eat a big meal.
No, you
gotta
got all
be
the
real
corners. You got
careful.
to taste everything.
Yeah. But you get sluggish. There's nothing worse than having a big meal, middle of the day, or even
You start
before
sweating,
service
dude.
and
The
getting,
sweats as well.
getting sluggish and your brain turning off.
Yep.
I would have like 5 coffees.
Yep.
I just keep coffeeing it up.
That's when this
Get 1 meal in before dinner.
yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah, coffees, I couldn't have too many, but that was all I would have.
Now
coffee.
I can't. If I have 2 coffees, I could ruin my day.
Really?
Yeah, I get
Because you're too
real-
amped?
Yeah, too jittery.
Yeah, right.
After 2, 1 good, 2 no good.
I can sleep after a coffee
That's crazy.
Like-
I'm not that guy.
straight away.
Not that guy. That'll fuck me up.
If I have too many, I'll vomit. I've vomited a couple of times.
Sure.
Someone was showing me how to make coffee on the coffee machine, which is also very fucking dangerous. Because then that becomes, the apprentice can make coffee too. Yeah, so that's just another job role that you're potentially got a sub
but
in
you
for.
can climb the ladder,
Want to become a
commie chef,
commie.
whenever you want.
Yeah.
You, as from now on, a commie. And you, a fucking commie. Don't like that? Give me a notice and fuck off.
I said all those drops to Nikki. He's gonna make us some sort of cool fucking intro song.
Very cool.
But I don't know. We'll see how it goes on. I kind of like not knowing what it is yet, as much as
Yeah, it's interesting. Like it's all coming along. I guess I wrote those blurbs, and I don't know if they were amazing, but I wrote them.
Oh, for the YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got some.
Oh yeah,
thumbnails
and it's on the
happening,
Spotify as well. I remember.
Got some other stuff, and like you just kind of. It's interesting because you just. I think we're both the same. You just go at it.
Let's do it.
You just kind of make
You
it
can't
happen.
not
and then
do it.
I'll
yeah.
improve it next time, and I'll
Yeah.
improve it next time, and
Yeah.
stuff like we talked about on Friday.
Yeah.
But it is just kind of what it is. I think you're a food influencer for one thing, and then you're a food
Yeah.
content creator for the next.
Yeah.
So
I
you
just
have to deal with that backlash anyway.
Yeah, calling yourself things is weird. Even calling yourself a sous chef or a fucking head pastry chef or head of that feels weird to me. Even when I was cooking,
Junior
I'm
sous
head
chef.
of junior sous. Junior sous is the best though. That is the gangster position of the kitchen. You're high enough to go away, but yeah,
All
but
the
you have to do the
responsibility. A junior sous
Kind
chef
of.
can't walk away from any problem.
yeah,
If
but
you see a problem, you've got to deal with it.
yeah, I get it, but I kind of like the cooking though. So I would just bury my head in the cooking. I didn't really have to do the admin,
Yeah, no admin.
Yeah.
And it's the things that I would do to avoid
the
admin.
costings anymore, and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah,
I would do anything.
yeah.
I'd clean the hood.
That's what I mean. You'd become junior sous, yeah, junior sous chef, just
Yeah.
cleaning the hoods.
Dude, chefs are just the weirdest people in the world if you think about it.
Yeah,
Like I just didn't want to do paperwork. And it's really not that hard
no.
or difficult. But I'm like, fuck that, there's no way.
When I was an apprentice, we had to cost all these menu items, and people would just see that I was good at it or quick at it more than good, and just can you do mine? And I would just do all of them. all the costings,
Mm.
straight away. I got so good at it to the point where I'm like, you're over. You know, like I'd know, you know, we had 23%, 26%. Some bloke put some fucking yabbies on for like, you know, it's like 35% food cost.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey man, and he's like, are you sure? You're like, do your own costing. Like, nah, it's all good. You know, like,
Yeah. Oh, never.
Yeah.
You see exactly.
I would rather cop.
I'd listen to an
the-
18-year-old rather than
Yeah.
do some paperwork.
Yeah.
But even when you did costings down the road, like the blowouts, left, right, and center,
Yeah.
like it was ridiculous. This is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like we can account for anomalies and things.
Yeah.
And then you get to a busy service and there's just fucking shit flying
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. The jus always used to, I used to laugh at because I was always just like every drop I would keep it.
Mhm.
But like in the services, so people would just be like,
Yeah.
there's half a litre. They're just like, you know, because they're done with I'm done with everything.
Yeah.
There's things you could have kept.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, well, that's 100 serves. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
100 serves and most of my week is just gone to the bin.
Well, you were telling that story about like someone kicking over that bucket of mayonnaise or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
It was duck liver
duck
parfait.
liver parfait.
Completed duck liver parfait.
All right.
Yeah.
Like if you'd just done the food costings that week,
Yeah.
someone just boots over a bucket of duck liver parfait.
Yeah. That was the same as kitchen hand coming and saying, hey, chef, look how clean I got this pot. But it was full of jus, unstrained jus. And he's thrown it all in the bin and cleaned the pot and then just like claimed victory that he's cleaned it so well.
Yeah.
It's like I can't believe that guy didn't get knocked out. Nothing he did. He was like flexing.
Yeah.
He was just flexing. He threw out the jus. He's like, look how good I am at throwing out jus.
No, and it is like
You're never coming back. Well, we did, but
Yeah.
it's a borrow jus. Yeah.
Like I definitely think you could get the tag of being like that dickhead that threw the jus out,
Yeah.
but there's no one to replace you, so
Yeah. Yeah, you just kept peeling.
we're firing you, but only when we find someone else. Some
Yeah.
of those things.
As long as we can find someone else that peels prawns quicker than you. Or
Did you do some climactic firings of people in your time?
I fired a guy that turned out to be. I put my hand up to fire the guy too. I was like, I'll do it, you know, like, and it turned out to be so shit. So I don't know if I told this story on this podcast. I've definitely told it somewhere.
We've had 2 episodes.
Yeah, okay. So this is a brand new story. So this guy was a former. He was in the army. Well, he used to be in the army. Got discharged because he had a helicopter accident, and he was in whatever. So he couldn't work. He couldn't be in the armed forces anymore. Turned out he was like just this absolute stud, right? Like SAS sort of shit. I didn't know any of this. I wasn't scared of the guy. He's just a kitchen hand. So I fired him because he was just
a 45-year-old kitchen hand.
Yeah. Just a white guy. Very, very unusual. Just like a very conscientious worker. Bit weird, but we all are, you know.
Why?
But-
What was the discretion?
Oh, he kept on like not turning up. But what he was doing was having just episodes. He was having like mental health episodes. You didn't know. He didn't tell you. But he wasn't showing up for work. And then you just come to work and tell the kitchen hand that we'd managed to get because he wasn't there to leave. And then he just, all of a sudden, he would just be there doing dishes. You're like, where's the other guy? And where are you ever?
Yeah.
Right? So that was that. And they were like,
Got
oh, we got.
camouflage on his face. He's like all painted up.
He used to come with the. I just thought he was a little bit.
Psycho.
Yeah, because he'd come with fatigue sometimes.
Fatigue.
Oh, like.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
Chronic fatigues.
All of the fatigues.
Yeah.
Head to toe fatigues.
Exactly.
Inside and out, yeah.
Net fatigues.
So what?
M16 fatigues.
He took. Yeah. He took. In camouflage, but you knew he was always there.
Yeah.
So
he was there. He just
he's just in camouflage.
wasn't able to take his
He was-
makeup off yet.
We didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know how good he was at blending into his surroundings.
Yeah.
So so I was like, yeah, cool. I'd say, well, I don't care, like whatever. And it wasn't like a hateful thing. It was just like, I'm done, because I would have to do the dishes, and everyone would have to. So I was, I'm so sick of doing the dishes when he doesn't show up and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just get the guy he keeps setting away. So I was really politely, I was like, dude, we need someone that's reliable. And I was like, I knew a guy down the road who would just employ you. So that was the main thing. I was like, dude, if you want a job there, it's just everyone here. you know, and he was kind of cool about it. But when we left for the Arvo, and we had a function at night, so it wasn't, we could have a break. So we went on a break, and we got a call of like, fuck, the gas is on, and the fireys are here and shit. So we had to come back to work. What had happened, he turned all the gas on one side, even the mains, right? He disconnected the main, just put it, and put one burner on low on the complete opposite side of the kitchen.
Fuck, dude.
And it filled up the restaurant with gas smell and everything, to the point where there must have been some sensor that senses this, because it was in the basement of one of the buildings, the Central Park building in the city, and so there must have been some sensor that shut it off or that made the fireys come, because no one rang them. No one in the restaurant rang them. They were just like, what's that smell? All of a sudden they were there. Or they come, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we had to come back. And then that's what the fire is like, yeah, dude, are you they were like, is any of you trying to explode a place? Because this is exactly how you would do it. So he just, manipulated stuff. Even stuff we found like right down the back that wasn't connected to gas, he'd undone. So he was just trying to flood the gas and had this little tiny flame. I was like, dude, he's absolute commandoed the place.
So, but he was real calm about the firing.
Didn't care.
No problem.
He was like,
thank you for your time, Lachie.
he was like, oh, he was so understanding. Was like, of course you can't have someone not show up. I understand. It's really nice of you to already find me a new job, you know.
But I'm going to blow this place up.
And just went, okay, I know what I'm doing, and just silently left. Yeah.
Was he trying to kill people?
I don't know.
I think so.
I would say.
I mean, I reckon.
I would say he took it to heart.
As much as I was complaining about being a shit person, that guy took it to another level.
Yeah, but then we found out later who he actually was, or what his past. It was like this elite.
Yeah,
and now he's doing dishes. I can kind of see. And then he got fired by this young punk, and just I know how to blow things up.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I like that you're being courteous to this man, but that's absolutely a psycho thing to do.
Yeah, and also in hindsight, there are so many red flags about that guy. You just went kitchen hand. You just go. He's
not
just
even
a kitchen
prep
hand.
chef. Don't give him a knife. Mm-mm.
Well, it's just like, yeah, but they're all crazy. We've all had blow ups. We've all had
psycho.
Yeah, you just accept that it's cool. He's here to wash dishes. You don't have to do it. That's
yeah. I think that's like one of the things that I've still got ish now. Like I've been out of kitchens 5-6 years, I guess. Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
Even less, technically, which is weird.
Yeah.
But like, you're somewhat of a psycho in a capacity. Like,
yeah,
we're weird people.
Yeah.
And now we just float around society like do.
It's also
boop,
what
boop.
you get let people give you a wider berth in the kitchen, like maximum berth. Like you can say whatever you want. You can be as sexist as possible. I used to just say the N-word every now and then, honestly, but it was funny, even for like tanned people, right? So I would go and then say it. Even now, I nearly said it, but I would say it, and like everyone was. I remember for a period, and then I realized I don't want to do this and become part of my. And it actually started with a
repertoire.
Yeah, we had this
you
guy.
Open your knife roll. It's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a part of it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so right. Like,
but it started. We had this South African guy that we actually called. This is how it started. It just rolled. You know, like it's so after 6 months, you just start dropping it. You've never said it before in your life.
Yeah.
You don't mean it in that connotation, like a negative connotation. You just everyone's saying it.
Yeah. And it's actually funny.
Yeah, but this guy called Dylan. But there was two Dylans. One was a white guy, and the other was a dark guy from South Africa. So the dark guy, he agreed for us to call him Blackie.
Okay.
And when I was an apprentice, I was introduced to him as Blackie, and I was like, nope, I am not falling for that. Until I saw everyone start calling him Blackie, because there was two Dylans. They didn't introduce him as the second Dylan.
Yes.
They just introduced him as the black guy we calling Blackie. You must do it.
Yeah.
I was like, I am not being punked today.
Yeah,
like,
and we come from that like political correctness didn't have a place. Men, women, genders, none of it.
Yeah.
Because we were all kind of like in it together. It had some like wholesomeness to it, but it was a brutal environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think I almost feel a little bit like disconnected still from like what the rules are, because this PC world doesn't really make a lot of sense for people that have always said anything.
Yeah.
Even that shit.
Yeah. With zero repercussions, with not even a side eye from anyone.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were calling this black guy Blackie for so long. Someone just said the N-word once, and that's all it took for everyone to go. And he was cool with it.
Well, you're all,
You know what I mean?
Because no one's getting offended.
It wasn't like, you dirty so-and-so.
Totally.
It was just like, what's the next funny thing we can say? Because it is funny to call him Blackie.
Yeah, but it was a bit
and
like,
he loved it. He was like tongue-in-cheek. He's like, yeah, Dylan's a shit name. He hated the other Dylan too, which made it cool.
But it's like lesbians or anything. Like before any of these like gender reforming ideas and stuff, we all knew a bunch of lesbians in kitchens.
Yeah, totally.
And we didn't care fuck all. And you would give them so much shit about licking carpet and stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't care, and you didn't care.
No.
And they gave you a heap of shit
I was about to say,
being a dirty dude.
You're getting it back. It's not like, and it's not a competition. It's just how it is.
It was just like, these are all the differences from all the, like everyone had different, like this guy's doing heroin and you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
Like there's like, it's cool.
Yeah. How funny is it that he's showing up on heroin?
Yeah.
And he's going, we had one guy that was on heroin. I can't even remember where this place was. I vividly remember him just joking about it. It's like, he goes, yeah, I'm off heroin for a couple of days because the last batch, and he didn't say what it was. He just, and you're like,
killed you?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. But he's at work and he's actually slaying. Like, but he's like, I'm off heroin for a bit. But he's like, what else you're on? And he just listed. Yeah, but
you're so
you're not actually off heroin because it was bad. You're off heroin because you just found all these pain pills. Like it's not, you know.
The spectrum of like acceptability as a society, these kitchen societies, these back of house societies, was so much wider. Yeah, like the failings that you could have. Yeah, as a person, or you know the bad choices. Yeah, you've come in off your like anyone could come back off their weekend, and anything could have happened. Yeah, where is that guy? Oh, he's in prison. Yeah, it's all right. We'll get him. He'll get out. Yeah, it's like does anyone know when is he out? Which one is it? That sort of thing. It's not like a it was like, oh, okay, well, you can do that till we figure it out today. You just take it day by day as well. Yeah. Like, was he still an employee here? And then it obviously just becomes this like legend. Yeah. This guy remember that when fucking whatever. There was this legend in one kitchen that that a guy injured himself at work and he went to the hospital at lunchtime. And he came back with an IV drip on a stand. What, rolled it back to work? Rolled it back in to do his section for dinner service because he didn't want anyone else to know how to do the meat section because it took him like 4 months to get there. Shit. And now he wanted to block anyone else from even like touching it so they didn't know what to do. Just gatekeep a section. That's fucking chronic. And I got told that. I actually believe that. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. I wasn't like, that's made up. I was like, okay, fair. I wonder what's on the meat section. Yeah, he has to go back to work and his drip hasn't finished yet. So yeah, what are you going to do? So he was doing it. I think it was a half-open kitchen, fine dining, with a fucking IV drip. I would have loved an IV some days. Or whatever. And I got told that from a guy that on one of my first days there getting trained, he cut his thumb real bad and he put it on the French top or whatever they're called. Yeah. And just sealed it. And he wasn't like the first time you watched it, it's crazy. Tough dude. He was just he was a small, skinny English kid. Yeah. A couple of years older than me. I remember the very first time I saw that. I was like, huh? You fucking what? Yeah. Like, but there's nothing more than annoying than 2 bandages and a wrap and a glove. Yeah. Trying to finish your day. I would. You just get expert at fixing that too.
I'd never ever sealed it on a grill. But then again, I never had maybe something that was as bad as that near the grill at the time or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. I just didn't just avoid that bullshit.
Yeah, well, here's one for you.
I just hated the guy that did it. I think the first time I did it, I just hated him.
Why?
Just genuinely did not dislike the guy.
Sounds like you hated a lot of people, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we all work together.
Yeah, but like some of these people are the same people. They're just like endless stories. That guy's name was Callum. He knows who he is. We talked about him before.
Every kitchen you go to, he's there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But like it could end up being the same story about the same guy.
Yeah. Just 7 different ways. What's the worst kitchen injury that you've had?
So you can kind of see it on here. I completely cut the knuckle off.
Oh.
And you can kind of see, like the knuckle, the knuckle grows back, but you could see all the tendons that are pulling.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you know what I did? I just kept going. And it was
Band-Aid.
Dude, I know exactly what I was doing. And this was way after I was just in this little catering kitchen, just prepping for little things. I wasn't going out on jobs or anything. And I was tasked with staff meals. So I did this on a staff meal, and that made me fucking ropeable.
And left it
I was cutting fennel for this stupid salad, and I was angry at the salad I was making. So I was cutting the fennel, and I was just cutting like this, like, fuck this fennel. and just not cutting how I would normally cut, and just went whoop, and the way it was, like, like the bend of your finger where you're cutting, sort of like this, it went
whoa.
And the bit came off on the board, and I was like, fuck. It didn't hurt much. It just felt like a slap.
And everything was white and nothing had bled yet?
Bro, it was just waiting. I was like, ah. And I could see all the little tendons, the little white tendons that are pulling your finger straight.
Wow.
And I went, oh, shit. And then it went, just
Oof.
All the little capillaries or whatever they are.
They're like, oh, bleed now.
So I just got paper towel and just held it. Like I normally would fix anything. We've all had bad cuts, man, that won't stop bleeding. So you hold it. Cool, got the gauze out. Someone just threw me fucking gauze and whatever. And I packed it, wrapped it, and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And that's normally when it would stop. I knew the way I normally do it is like, whatever I do, you go, no, you got it. Even if it bleeds a little bit, you just got to get a clot happening so you can carry on working.
And one finger down.
Fucking shit glove, you got to put a glove on because it'll bleed, Meanwhile, but while I was doing this, these motherfuckers are saying words like, where's the staffies and stuff. I was like, fucking cunt. But when I looked down, there was blood all over the floor. Like, I hadn't even realised how much I was bleeding, just getting it done. And then I went to work the next day with it. I took it off, and I was like, all right, that can heal.
How long did you have to work for the rest of the day?
A few hours, 4 hours.
With a straight finger in a glove.
Yeah.
There's no way you're bending it.
It really fucking hurt by that stage.
Yeah.
When I was bending it, it was like going in, but then again, didn't hurt as much as everything else. Same sort of. Ended up going. The next day I undid it, and it stopped bleeding, but you could see, it was like looking inside. I could see the knuckle move. I could see everything, and I still just went, yep. Whatever, Savlon, whatever, gauze, wrapped it up, went to work. The next day is when I went, and my wife goes, she's like, what's with your finger? Because I was like, fuck, this fucking hurts now. And she's like, just get it looked at. And I showed her. She's like, just go to the hospital. Like, you're going to get that infected so hard, like internal infection. And I went there. They were like, when did you do this? I was like, 3 days ago. Oh, you cut your knuckle off. Like, I wedged it in and out as well. Yes. So it was completely no knuckle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then what did they couldn't do anything about it?
So they put on like this fake something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it's like it looks like fiberglass. And they wet it with something, and they put it on, and they're like, don't do shit. And they covered it with, they wrapped it with another thing that was, oh no, I know what it's made out of seaweed. So they put that on. It's like, fake skin, but it doesn't absorb, but it keeps it as moist as skin. It's to heal because it was such a deep injury. And they were telling me all kinds of stuff, like you will need tendons reattached when this heal. You will need all kinds of stuff.
And
But
just in one ear out the other, you'll be like, I'll be right.
I could still move it, and I didn't really believe it. Turned out I just absolutely lucked not slicing through everything, but it wouldn't work. It was floppy, and now I can use it. So I don't know how that's worked, but it was just like floppy
For a while.
Yeah.
You had a floppy finger for a year? It's so weird.
It was a long time, like 4 or 5 months, 6 months.
A floppy finger.
It wouldn't work, and now I can fully grip shit. I don't know how that's happened.
You're just happy.
Just morphed, but yeah, that was bad. But the whole way through, I was like, nothing. Not being tough, just like I've had a lot of injuries. This is okay.
Yeah, I've cut myself, like, obviously heaps and bad burns, a couple of real bad burns, arm burns and...
Burns are the worst, though, because they get
like
so infected.
The only time I went to the hospital from a kitchen was rushing to make handmade sausages in the basement in this dumb sausage machine that was like a hand crank.
Yep.
Right? So you put all the sausage farce in, and I'm hand cranking down into my sausage casing. Yeah. And I've got to get the right pressure, but as it gets lower, the pressure gets harder on the hand crank. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly. So but you need to hold the same pressure through it, but it's getting harder and harder and harder. Yeah.
And so I'm like pulling up, like, the last thing to keep the pressure,
so it doesn't blow out the snag. Yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah. And the fucking handle broke, and I've got my face next to the handle and my chin, and I'm holding all the sausage into the water bucket or whatever. Yeah. And the handle broke. Yeah. And it flipped. It must have, whatever way it flipped around. Yeah. The handle that was attached to the machine, it smacked me in the chin, opened my chin up. Oh.
Fuck.
Fucking blood everywhere. Dove.
Yeah.
And I went upstairs with, like, holding my chin together. Like, it wasn't, hair's never grown there again. But I was holding my chin, and I went upstairs to the chef, and I was like, I think I, like, injured myself.
Yeah. That's why I was laughing, because I was like, I can feel it's like a walk of shame, but you need help. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I really need help.
And he was like, oh, yeah, what? And I'm like, well, like, I broke the sausage machine. And
I broke your equipment. Sorry. Yeah. You were but pissing out with blood.
But
also lost my chin.
My chin's open. Yeah. I've got, like, a paper towel on it. And he was reluctant to send me to the hospital, but he was like, yeah, I think you better go to the hospital. Yeah. And I did. I needed stitches and all kinds of shit. Yeah. And I think my sister had to pick me up and take me. And then I got the rest of the day off, I think. But I was reluctant to leave dinner service. I was, like, just about to hit dinner service. So I was like, I finished the sausages. Yeah. Or whatever.
Didn't blow out the snags.
I got as close as I could.
It must have just threaded, eh? And just spun around?
It snapped the handle.
Oh, right.
It must have been, it was a shitty, more like steel handle.
So what hit you? The actual handle came off in your face?
The end of the handle that was attached to the machine flipped back around. It must have flipped that way.
Oh, right, I get you.
Smacked me in the chin while I was holding the other bit of the handle.
Shit.
Dove. And the pressure from the sausage machine. Yeah. Opened me up. Yeah. And then the next week, I don't think anyone made sausages anymore because it was broken. So that was sausages over.
Yeah, sausages off. Yeah.
But who has a...
We had a sausage machine break on us. I don't think anyone got injured, but we just had to pipe them. It was so, like, I've never... No. And also, like, you get that RSI or what, like, and then it's just the next person, can you just push these while I, keep swapping around? So you've both got early onset arthritis. Yeah. Yeah. If that's a thing.
And it comes back to, like, that panic idea of where we don't, like, someone will, the amount of people I've stood next to.
So calm. I was like, I can see my knuckle. Yeah. So calm. I can see bone.
I've stood next to people who have been like,
here's my chin.
Ching, ching, whack. And I've been like, oh. Yeah. Here's the 3 steps that we're going to do. Yeah. You put your hand in the air. Yeah. I'm going to go get some stuff. We're going to wrap it up. Yeah. We'll assess the situation. Yeah, yeah, and you're like looking at people's injuries, like burns. Yeah. Like I saw a guy somehow, I can't remember, he was holding a pot. He had his finger kind of on the handle of a pot. And somehow oil was just gone dunk onto his whole finger. Yeah. And his fingers just like puffed. Yeah. Like the blister's just gone fuck. And I was like, wait there. step 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And by the time I got back, it popped.
That immediate, what is it called? What is it? The bubble. What is that called?
It's just a blister.
Blister. Those immediate blisters. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Because I've had it happen to me, but I've seen it on other. When you watch it on someone else, you're like, oh, fuck.
Immediate blister where it's like it's puffed skin and then it's all gone.
Yeah.
And it'll pop.
I was my first week fully out of the kitchen doing sales. I was in another kitchen trying to, selling some fucking garbage, and this guy was lighting the stove with a lighter, but it wouldn't go on, and he was freaking out. I don't know why, but he was like, fucking lighter, whatever. The lighter was working, but he was turning the wrong burner. I recognised this and just did the not my problem anymore, because I was so green out of cooking. I was like, I'm so happy I don't have to deal with this basic bullshit.
Emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah. So it's like, but anyway, he flicked it, and it was one of those. It was a fucking just a basic bitch big lighter, and the deep fryer was right next to him, and he dropped it in the deep fryer, and he automatically went in after it.
No.
Just went. Whoosh. It happened so quick, and then the deep fryer blew up, and it went woof, and he had to get he lost half of his ear, and he had to, because it honestly, he went in to get it, and the lighter, whatever happened with the lighter and the heat and the pressure or whatever, it emptied on him. He kind of went, oh shit, wrong idea, like that.
Wow.
And and we were standing as far as me and you, and it went into the dining room of this place.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was like, and then the guy goes, yes, this is like, he's only been an apprentice for like a month, and then just went completely.
I wouldn't come back to a kitchen.
Yeah, but trying to deal with that was insane. Like, because that's full trauma. Like, that's like hospital ER stuff.
Yes.
All I've got is tea towels, and we're all slipping on hot stuff. We wanted to make, like, half of it was we wanted to make sure that deep fry didn't set on fire, because it completely fucking emptied, and there's something that sparked it down the bottom.
Yes.
So this guy's like, obviously, like he's
pain.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Crying.
There was people in the.
Well, did you put him in the cool room?
No, actually, there wasn't a walk-in cool room at this place either.
That gives a new definition to crying in the cool room.
Dying in the cool room.
Dying in the cool.
Yeah.
Have you had anyone die in the cool room?
Yeah, but people in the restaurant got hit too. Wasn't my restaurant. I could just leave, but I mean, we fucking obviously addressed what was going on there.
Poor kid.
Yeah, dude.
That's a tough one. I've never seen anyone almost die. That sounds bad.
Yeah, but that could have, if he hadn't pulled back, he could have gone full face down the throat, in the eyes, everything.
Wow.
Yes, he was just lucky he hit the.
That's worst case scenario.
But that's like an instinct to catch his lighter. That's all that happened. But the chef next to me goes, "Fucking run!" Like, because he saw the lighter go in. I didn't recognize that was happening.
Oh, so there was a guy who.
I wouldn't
have recognized that was going to happen.
I was chatting to the chef, so we were chatting and going.
What kind of lighter was this? A grenade?
Honestly, it was a blue Bic lighter. Went straight in, boom. So I don't know however that happened. I don't know if anyone's ever had that happen before, but I've never seen it, and I was just like, I was like,
whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they did that.
And it didn't have the barriers between the stove and the deep fry. There wasn't any of that.
No.
So it wasn't like yeah.
No.
So even at the time, they had a pot of water on that was at the back burner. So that's why I was sort of like sniggering as well, because he was turning off. But also, there's massive pot of water next to the deep fryer. So either way, I think that was something.
I always love those guys in kitchens who were like the safety police, but they were always like the roughest. You know, the ones that were always like, don't do that, or watch out for that, or this is dangerous, or whatever. Yeah. But they were always like the shittest people.
Yeah, totally.
Super shit people.
Not
but
good
they
workers.
Were the safety police in the kitchen.
Yep.
Like, oh, lift this, do that, put that guard there, don't do this.
Yep.
But they were like always doing shit things and always super rough.
Yeah, and like really gung ho, just like in it fast. You're like, yeah, but you're shut up, man.
I love that
too
attitude,
much.
Man. I mean, romanticizing it or something, but those attitudes that we're like, those chefs who just lived for their section and just pumped.
Yeah.
They get out of my way. I'm pumping in here.
Yeah.
And what do you want? I got it. Bam. And like that was their whole world, was their section. Good for them.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Yeah. I ended up doing tail end of by chefing. I would just always be on my own section. But I was never like, this is my section. It's just like, I just like cooking. I'll be on the meat, fish, whatever. And then, but some people were really like that. This is my section. You know, none of the items on the menu you wrote. It's just like, I don't know why have you claimed this dog shit section as your own? But
no.
I wonder why. I guess it's whatever.
That's your thing. I mean, I think I definitely was good at chefing, and it was really the only thing that I was going to do as a teenager and as a young adult, like, because I was never going to be in an office. I always wanted just to travel. I was always just I wanted to party. My kitchen was, I don't think there would have been another option. I don't know what else I would have done, but I also wasn't like, this is my end goal.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be the best at it. Absolutely. I read every book. I wanted to be the best. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah. Same.
But in the back of my mind, I was also like my end, I've got to finish at some point. I can't be a head chef until I'm 50, but also never, every time I came round to that conclusion, I never found a way out of a kitchen.
Yeah.
Like every time that cycle came around.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, oh, no, I actually love this. Oh, this is a good new job. It's going to go well. Yeah, I love these guys here.
Yeah.
Fuck this, doing like every other job, the same thing that they all do. Shit, this sucks. It's the same as everything else I've ever done.
It's just classic NRE. It's just new relationship energy. That's all it is. It's just you've got a new girlfriend.
New menus.
Just fuck this old place. I'm going to this new place. Yeah. This has, look at this. Everyone's cool here. Yeah, everything.
New managers.
And then you obviously get this honeymoon period where, and that's what it is, of just everyone's okay with you for like the first 3 weeks because obviously you don't know how you're doing stuff, where things are kept, everything like that.
Yeah.
So you feel cool about it. You're like, finally people understand me. And you're like, nope, they're the same people you were working with last time.
And it's all just turns out
they're just waiting to go, we already told you that. And then they start with that. You're like,
yeah. But they always used to promise, hey man, come over here.
Yeah, totally.
This one's good.
Yeah.
There's no issues. Everyone gets breaks. Got a good staff meal for you.
Yep.
Do you remember some of those trials for a new job where you're just like, you have no idea where anything is or what anything is, and you're just standing around and someone's telling you and showing you what to do, and there's a part of your brain where you're like, fuck, I need to learn this as quick as possible, and there's another part of your brain where it's like, not this again.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also the
shit again.
The guy, and it's the guy that they get to show you as well.
Oh, I've showed people heaps of times, and I've just been like, "Fuck this place, man," and "Fuck you," and
yeah,
you can get it.
Yeah,
it's yours now.
It's like they're all kind of over there. Sometimes they're you just trail off.
Yeah. That person that's telling you like what you need to know, but then like their story of it afterwards. Yeah. It's like, hey, if you need that, it's over there. Obviously, it's not always there.
Yeah.
It might be over here.
Yeah.
And then that guy steals it most of the time.
Yeah, but then like 3 weeks later, you realize, these guys have a thing with each other. Nothing's really happened. It's always there. But one day he stole his, and it's like but he just like brought you into his like
the
personal dispute
party.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah,
she's a lesbian. We call that guy Blackie.
Yeah, and you're like, nope,
not gonna happen. Someone drops the N-word. You're like, wow,
dude. Like, that would be hilarious as well to find someone that walked in, even just like a delivery driver, and just heard 3 people amongst a dark-skinned person just completely and blatantly drop the N-word for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Yeah. Can you just please sign here? You're like, thanks, N.
No. Did you used to fuck with those guys and make them stand there forever?
Depends. depends. But you kind of got to know the drivers anyway.
If they're good, that's good.
Yeah. And they would know if you checked off everything every day, they knew, oh, all right, this one, we've got to make sure we deliver it all in the first go.
Yeah.
And they're not going to, So they would always sort of look after you.
All the best.
Sometimes if you had a new guy come in and go, excuse me, and you've got like, obviously middle of service, he's there forever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to wait.
Yeah.
Because we're so important as chefs.
Yeah. You can't possibly get on with your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the best restaurants I worked in meticulously looked at all of the fruit and veg and drop-offs every time.
Yeah.
That was their thing.
Yeah.
The better the restaurant, the more you hassled those guys.
Yeah, 100%.
And the more they disliked you, but they knew that account.
Yeah.
And they knew they had to deal with it.
Yeah.
And all the shittest places would just, you drop it off, they'd take it.
Yeah.
Never ask a question, never do anything.
Yeah.
Just serve that shit to people.
Yeah. And not even, you just send stuff back as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is
call them
garbage.
up. Oh my God.
It's just it was a never ending cycle.
Come back, this isn't good, where's that, what's that?
Yeah, your fucking driver.
And then 6 hours later it comes back and you're like, we're done, it's over.
Yeah.
We've already moved
We already
on.
solved it, mate. So do you want it or not? And you're like, well, no.
There was one time where I was doing like a special prawn salad, probably deconstructed or some shit.
Of course, yeah.
And I didn't have any prawns. And I went to the
Sandy.
sous chef and I was like, I don't have any prawns, middle of service.
Yeah.
I don't have any prawns.
Yeah.
And he's like, just make it happen. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And I made it happen. I'm pretty sure I served another bit of seafood with it without saying anything. I might have had scallops or something or
Shit.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like I made it happen when it was a prawn salad with no prawns.
prawns.
And then like at the end of service, he's like, did you make that prawn salad happen? I was like, yeah. He's like, good. He didn't ask a question.
Yeah. That's when you get down to that. That's that horrible moment. I've very rarely done it myself or done it to myself, but when someone just comes up and goes, oh, we have none of this, and they go, oh, how many serves you got? Like, nah. What we got, I've only got like one, and you're like, yeah, but how many all day? And you're like, nah, and that realization that they've just fucked everything on order,
So like,
and you're like,
you've got 7 checks in and whatever.
and they've just gone, nah, but they haven't even, and you're like, oh, okay, so I guess I'm fixing this, right? And you're like, ding, and you're just constantly like, you've just fucked 4 tables.
Yeah, and someone's like, why didn't you tell me that you didn't have any? And you're like,
and you're like, well, I'm telling you now. And you're like, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
Quit now.
yeah. You're in
Yeah.
big trouble.
That was such a horrible feeling. People used to do it often. Not all the time, but, every now and then you go, wow, how did you do this? How did you think, what? This is your first day?
Yeah.
That's that first day thing. You're like, you have to.
And it was like such a big deal if you didn't have your thing on the menu.
Yeah.
You needed to have everything that you, on your section or whatever.
You can't sell out of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like going into a service, you couldn't have been like, oh, there's only 3 of these and 5 of those. You just run the gauntlet. Like, I hope no one orders this.
The first check on would be like 3.
3
Yeah.
and 5.
Yeah.
And you're like, we've sold out. That's it. It's over.
You're like, yep.
And they're like, what are you talking about? It's the start of service. And you're like, oh.
You're like, oh, well, guess we go home.
But you felt so
Thanks,
bad.
Perth.
Yeah, you felt so terrible if you ever called anything off your section.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Maybe you didn't have, like, why didn't I just tell him or he tell me the prawns are off?
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Yeah.
And I just remember just turning around. What?
Yeah. You want to
And then
that?
it just goes down the line, because then for the rest of my other career, if I didn't want to hear something, I'd be like, just make it happen.
Yeah. I would always just take on more. So if someone told me that, I'm like, fuck, you're not going to do it properly. Yeah.
You're that guy.
And then just now I'm doing 2 sections.
Yeah.
Someone's watching me do 2 sections. Yeah.
Yeah. Something I miss about it is always having responsibility. Like, it's so easy now in the world, the normal world, that I can deflect responsibility on things and stuff. But in a kitchen, it was just like, it's always your problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you see the problem, it's your problem.
Yeah.
If you hear the problem,
100%.
it's your problem.
Yeah.
And I liked that
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I find that my humanness in this world, the real world, I can wriggle out of more responsibility and I can ignore more things.
Yeah. But it's still there.
It's still going to be there.
Yeah.
Or you did see it or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I like the
definitely.
rules of a kitchen where it's like, it's pretty straightforward. You know,
Yep.
you can't lie.
Yeah.
If you get caught lying, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's over for you.
Yeah.
And it feels bad because that's the rule, you know?
Yeah.
If you see something, you have to do something about it.
Yeah.
You can't not do anything about it.
Going back to the...
But you can steal. That's fine.
Yeah.
As much as you want.
All the time. All day. Every day. We had this, I just sort of... we used to do pastry at nights for a while when I was, I don't know, I must have been third year or something. So, but there's like just intense pastry work. But every dessert you would do as well. So you'd have to run around to the pastry kitchen and do it. And then there was always these little truffles, like chocolate truffles.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually took a long time to make. And you'd have, some of the time you would have to make them as well. And they were really easily for the front of house to steal because no one was in the pastry kitchen at night except you every time you had to plate up something. So they would steal them to the point where I was like, Chef, I have enough dessert, like we were talking about. Yeah, there's enough. And then you go around and go, fuck, I've only got 7 left.
Pricks.
And you're like, and then you're like trying to go back and I've only got 7 of this. You said you had enough. Like, I did.
Oh.
I don't know where they've gone. And then you're like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
because
fuck.
you can't dob someone in anyway.
Yeah, so now I know, shit, I have to at least start making this. And also, in the morning, you're not on. The pastry chef's there going, we didn't sell 30.
Yeah.
We sold 10, and we don't have any.
Mm.
So you're like, and it was your job to make them. Did he make them? You know, so you already know you're in trouble without being there. So I one day got really pissed off and just started like melon balling shrimp paste and coating it in the Dutch cocoa and everything and putting them exactly where they were. And this bitch came round and she ate it and projectile vomited all over the kitchen. I had to clean it up in the end, but she just like lost it, and it was a full big window, and she just like the whole restaurant could see her just projectile, everywhere. And then I got in trouble because obviously I was like, I did this, but this is why, because she's a thief. And they're all thieves and fuck them. And then I got like, but it was my fault.
That's hilarious.
And I had to clean up all the vomit. But they never fucking stole that shit again.
Yeah, it would have been the happiest.
I even saw someone go, then go, just sniff it and then go, like it's not worth it. You know, like.
They don't know now.
Yeah.
We've got to put it out there.
It's perfect. It was perfect. No one ever.
Dude,
but they would take all kinds of shit.
That's an epic move. Yeah, and especially from pastry.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You think a front of house waiter or waitress can control themselves in a free pastry section where no one else is around? Get
No.
out of here.
It's also
Chills,
the way they were
biscuits.
walking. It was like the service fridge was right there, and it was see through.
Yeah.
Just glass doors. Going, I'll have another one of those awesome chocolates.
Yeah. They'd probably like suck a whole parfait into their face. Like
They would take full. You would see because you'd have the cakes or the tarts or whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
And you would see it, and you're like, no, we cut things perfectly, and there's the perfect amount of serves on every. We know it's 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers or whatever it is.
I remember doing.
And then
that
you're like,
shit.
how have I ended up with? And you see the cuts like.
Yeah, I'd stuff a whole slice of something in my mouth.
Yeah, but you got to take a portion because you can't take half a portion. So you
Yeah.
got to just smash the whole thing in your mouth.
And I also remember being rude about it. Like, there's 2 pieces of like lemon tart left, and I'm like, fuck whoever that is.
Yeah,
Like,
that
but if you get caught, it's on you, buddy.
that pastry kitchen was pretty funny because you could see like if there was kids, and I'd just fuck around with them. I'd deliberately give one kid a much bigger serve, and just watch them.
What kind of person are you?
I don't know. Person that fucking his sister steals strawberries from him when he's fucking 3. So I fucking nearly die.
Yeah.
But that used to be
like,
hilarious. You're
like,
just
"Chef,
watching.
I did put the shrimp chocolate in there.
Yeah.
But what I was going to do was hold my breath till it passed out.
Or just go, you shouldn't be doing this. Just go. Yeah. They were like, what if she was allergic to, and I was like, she should have checked before she ate things she doesn't know what they are.
If you're allergic to shellfish,
So you should check. Exactly. You should triple check before you steal the food. Yeah.
Well, she's obviously not allergic.
Meanwhile,
She's
we're all
just a
stealing
cheater.
fucking cutlery and espresso cups. And all
Yeah,
sorts
we're
of
all
shit.
stealing. We're all bandits.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just you try to do it through my section.
Dude, that stuff was fucked too, because it was like 3 days in a row. I had to make it during service. That was nobody else's fault but theirs. And you would have to, it was basically sort of like a real thick ganache. And it was always like expensive chocolate. So people were like, where's all the chocolate gone? Like, well, I have to make this twice instead of once.
Yeah.
So you have to cool it down real quick and scoop it and fucking dust it.
Yeah, and you can't dob people in. You kind of like...
They don't believe you anyway.
Yeah.
They're just like, you didn't do your job.
You can't really dob people in anyway.
Nah.
It's a difficult thing to do.
But that's what happens when you can't do any of that.
Yeah.
Is that you now criminally spiking people's food.
Yeah.
But then they're like, I fucking loved it when I got her. I was like, yeah, bitch.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It would have been the
She's
best
like,
mop-up job. You would have been so stoked.
I had a cup with me, not to give her. I just had it in my hand. And she was like trying to get the cup, and I was like, hey. Like that. I ended up just going like this. No, you can have it. That's yours. You know,
Dude.
just a cup of water.
What a nuts. How old were you? 18?
20, 21.
Oh, yeah. You started your apprenticeship at...
Oh, no. Still old enough to know better.
Yeah, but you didn't have to as a chef.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I think, like, so I'm trying to sort of deconstruct myself at the moment to be like, man, why are you sometimes still behaving like this, or those problems? And I'm thinking
it's just
about
it's,
it is all of this stuff,
it's
man.
deep in there.
It's all this chef stuff. It's all this from 15 to 30.
Yeah.
I was a part of this subculture.
Yep.
Where the rules were different. And I think it seeps in at some point. Like, I really am, like, I like being accountable for myself, right? I like being accountable.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But there's also these moments where I'm like a complete fucking lunatic bandit.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's just psychotic, weird shit. Like,
yeah.
my girlfriend told me I can be mean. And I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah. You want to see mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mean now at all. Like,
Yeah.
I like all of the stuff that I've gone through. Like, you know, going through 2 years of family court with my ex-wife and having everyone tell me I was a horrible person was, like, really good for my growth.
Yeah.
I wasn't a horrible person, but they told you do. If you've ever been in family court, they will.
I can imagine.
But then,
if you had to sit there and listen to that shit.
If anyone tells me, it doesn't even have to be my delightful girlfriend. If you tell me I'm mean, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Because I, as a chef, could be a savagely mean person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
Same.
could fuck with. If you got on my bad side, I could fuck with you all day.
Yeah.
I got no issue. I got plenty of time to fuck with you.
Relentlessly as well.
I can fuck you up, man.
Yeah. Without even really doing anything.
No, just psychotic shit.
It's just
psychological warfare.
It's like I've been bred for this.
Yeah, that's exactly what my attitude was. That's like, you know, when like something would get.
I do that to people online too. They don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
No, just I know what's about to happen, and it feels like you're 3 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to all pride
They're all
ourselves on like our
anyway.
mental toughness, right, and our mental meanness.
Yeah.
Like you'd all be good in the kitchen, blah blah blah. Maybe I'm running past or whatever, and everyone's good. But as soon as someone crossed any of those rule lines, as a chef, you're like, oh, well, you get to see this. This is all for you.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yelling or scolding people, or
Yeah.
firing people or whatever. Like, I walked up to people and be like, whoa, you're fired.
Yeah.
See ya. And then I'll just get back to my job, you know?
Yeah, right.
And all of that's like seeping into the soul at some point, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I feel like possibly I was a pirate for 15 years and then now I'm trying to like live on land.
Yeah, right.
Something like that.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
put my eye patch down.
Yeah. We've definitely talked about that before, is that'll come out. It comes out when you need it to. But I think that's the calmness. Because you're like, yeah, we can deal with this. You don't know what I can deal with and how I can deal with it.
So true.
But that's the calmness. Like I remember talking to you about I need that toddler in the head at Coles.
Yeah.
Remember? I don't know if we said it on the podcast, but very quickly.
There's been one here that we haven't released.
Well, very quickly, my daughter started, this is way back when my daughter started walking, and she walked almost the whole way down the aisle. And obviously, I was so fucking tired of being a parent. Just that tired, you're at Coles, you don't want to be there. But this is epic that she's walking this far. And this guy, like barely a year older than her, walked up and just gave her the smallest nudge.
Another baby.
Deliberately, another baby walked up and just gave her Lily the smallest nudge, and she fell over. And I immediately just went, and just pretended to, like so quickly, pretended to pick something up off the shelf and need this toddler right in the back of the head. And he immediately started crying. And his mum, which is the best bit, turned around and goes, "Are you crying again?" And I was like, "Yeah, bitch." But like that, like he wasn't hurt, by the way. I didn't like scissor kick the guy or Wu-Tang him or anything, but it was
brain damage.
Yeah, but don't attack.
Soft skull.
Don't attack girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, I'm just
don't
fine.
attack my girl, it sounds like it.
Attack the other girls in the future.
If you want to, but just not around here.
I couldn't believe how quickly I just went wang pong and went and then just went
Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Like I'm never violent in the kitchen, but that's the same thing. It's like when it comes out, it'll come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It can be sitting
But
there.
that was still very calculated, very quickly.
Yes.
It was just like I could have gone, yelled at the guy, made a scene, just went, "No,
yeah,
I'm gonna." When you least expect it, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's not like emotions are coming up and they're overtaking you.
I'm
and
so calm.
It's like what we're talking about with
Full
injuries
assassin.
and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have these emotions come up, I don't feel, and then they overtake us and we create actions. It's like something happens where your brain's like, "Oh, that's over the line."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Here's step 1, here's step 2,
Yeah.
in the head, I'm out of here." Like, that's
And I'm
and
gone.
you're back to normal.
Yeah. This is on camera. I know no one will ask for the tapes. You're like, the way the kid fell too. I'm obviously laughing at this child still. The way he fell was like knee down into the end, and he went, "What the?" I was like, she's like, "Shut up, bitch. You've been doing this all day." He just got fully assaulted.
Oh my God.
I know.
Beer farm.
Yeah. You nailed the beer farm.
I wonder, I mean, I think that's how we kind of like started talking about any of this stuff, is like trying to reconcile the difference between being a chef and being a person in the real world. And I think I've got a great handle on it now. I feel most of the time happy and well balanced and going well and organized and but there's just these occasions, especially if I'm like tired or regressing or something, or I'm having a bad week, where like maybe that default setting that I was talking about is like a 25-year-old chef rather than 37-year-old Tim who's done a lot of work on himself.
Maybe it's just like sort of muscle memory almost.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's like brain muscle memory.
Yeah. You just go to that. Like,
and maybe like for the 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you can stay as your conscious, improved, better self, the software upgrades. But if you crack, or if it gets overwhelming or whatever, that goes away and you regress to your 25-year-old self or your 15-year-old self. Or some people just immediately go to their 7-year-old child.
Yeah.
This is all real shit.
Yeah.
They've figured it all out.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think about it when my girlfriend grilled me. That, I think some of this is like I regress definitely to like childhood behaviors sometimes, but definitely to like a 23, 24-year-old mid-level chef.
Yep.
Who will just fuck with anyone.
Yeah. Like if I get... my daughter could not be more well-behaved. I don't know how we've done it. And she, But if there's even the slightest bit of, I'm like the loosest parent too. Strict is not even a thing. It's just like, yep, well, let's do that. You know what I mean? Like there's no, yeah.
Mhm.
So she doesn't look at me like, I feel like she doesn't look at me like I'm even her dad sometimes. It's just like, do you want to do some cool shit? That's more like the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And no one will get, no one gets hurt except for this motherfucker at the shops. And, but like, there is that bit where if she doesn't do something she's supposed to do after you've asked her a couple of times, then it's just like, oi. And she knows straight away. But that's that kitchen shit.
Yes.
That's that. It's not anger. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this right now.
Yeah.
Now, forever. I will never not do this.
Yes.
But you haven't yelled. You haven't like, are you okay?
Yes.
And she knows. And then it's just reset back to normal, back to where you were.
Mm.
But it's just like I think that's that. But how many times have you done that? Like hundreds and hundreds of times. You would have checked someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Without fear.
I had it this week with my kids. So my son doesn't live with me. I see him at the moment every second weekend.
Yeah.
But he was born in Argentina. Didn't see him for 5 years.
Yeah.
Fucking on and again, on off, family courts, all kinds of shit. So Tar doesn't actually like spend that much time with me. So doesn't know lots of different parts about me. Like you can't.
Of your personality, yeah.
Yeah, I guess he knows me, and we've spent a lot of time together now. But he still doesn't. He doesn't live with me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you wouldn't have seen a lot of your, maybe loads of your gestures or
different sides of my character, or some of what we're talking about right now, like that boy side of the character and stuff. So he was I had to discipline him this week because he's being so rude to his mum.
Yeah.
And I picked him up from the park, and we sat in the park, and I just grilled this kid for half an hour.
Yeah.
I'm just like, not aggressively or whatever. I'm just like, do you understand what I'm saying? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, I don't think you do.
Yeah.
10 more minutes.
Yep.
And the 10 more minutes. And I just found myself saying things like, I can do this all day.
Yeah.
Until you get it.
Mm.
It's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
We can go all day, all night. I can sit here and keep saying the same thing until you get it.
Yeah.
And it was such a chef moment.
Yeah. And you just give them the choice.
I was just chefing this kid.
What do you enjoy
calmly
more? Yeah.
Calmly going at an apprentice.
Yeah.
And then the apprentice is
Commie. No, fuck
exactly.
off. Yeah.
And the apprentice, 7-year-old child.
Yeah.
8-year-old kid.
Might have been the kid I need in the head as well.
It's like, I get it. Yep, I totally get it. I'm like, you don't get
nope.
it.
Yeah. You're saying words. Yeah.
And I look at the watch, and it was like half an hour in the park.
Just dressing out a kid in the park.
And it got to the point where I broke him down, where I broke him to where he was just like, he'd given up.
Yeah.
And he was accepting.
Yeah, but he got it.
Yeah.
He actually got it.
He figured it out.
I'm not just saying I get it. I get it.
He figured it out.
Yeah.
And he hasn't seen that a lot. And we're always we have a really great relationship, and I don't have to discipline him ever.
Yeah.
Because I go, oh, hey, will you do this?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, will you do that?
Yeah.
Tar, do that.
Yeah.
He's like, whoop. By then he's like, fine. But so it freaks me out when his mum is like, oh, he's so badly behaved.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. But I honestly think it's more of a, it's like you were talking about, you don't follow that astrology and all this sort of stuff, neither do I. But there's definitely like an aura about that. But it's how you hold yourself. The fact you don't come back real quick with a response. I just mean you, I just mean in general, I'm the same. Is that you're not willing to have an argument. It's like, no, there's this, and then there's the right way.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong here. I mean, sorry, there's only right and wrong.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What do you want to do? This is a choice. It's just like, yo. And then
exactly,
they go, yep.
You're talking about the confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But if we're going there,
yeah,
I'll do it all day.
Yeah.
Like, conflict isn't a problem.
Yeah.
You know, telling you these. Like,
I've done this. I've done this with
problem.
literal murderers and heroin addicts.
Yeah.
You're nothing right now. You want to go? Yeah. Do you want to go so we can have some fun?
Yeah,
or
I also don't know if that's real healthy. Like, if you
Me
were
either.
to be like a progressive parent,
Yeah.
if you're like, I can just chef this kid if I need to.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're all fucking human beings floating around the earth. But
Yeah. I mean, like, I can tell you, well, I mean, Lily's kind of doubled that at 12 now. And she's come out cool. And there was definitely all that going on. But it wasn't like you say, it's not harsh. It's just like, how do I can sit there all day until you understand without it being traumatizing. But you're right. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
You have to understand this.
And if I'm being truly honest,
so I don't know if that's traumatizing.
I have somewhat, like, if anyone ever gets me to that place, I think it's almost pleasurable. Where it's like, I can open the briefcase. You know what I mean?
You're like, all right, well,
which is so
you made this happen.
So not good or fair to do to a partner, a relationship partner, or a child, or probably anybody.
No,
but it's such a regressed behaviour.
I can't do it to Sal. Like, I'm not saying I haven't tried, but she won't respond. She responds in the perfect way of just being like, she responds perfectly, like just shuts it down, which is what you should do.
Yes.
Like, but also she's not a child. She fucking knows what she's doing. But it's just like, if that ever comes out, you're like,
yeah,
hey man.
But for a lot of people, it's like, oh, now someone's being aggressive at me.
Yeah.
I've got, my own trauma to deal with, and
exactly,
we can be explosive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my girlfriend dealt with it really well today. Like, I wasn't definitely not being horrible to her, but I just have been having a shit time being kind of shit, and she just pulled me up and she was like, you're being shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it's like this, and she's like, no, you're being shit. Like, nah, it's like 3 goes. She chefed me.
You'd be like,
and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I better go figure this out.
Yeah.
Whatever this is.
Whatever it is, yeah. I think it's like, it's also you're dealing, whatever's going on with you at the time, you just deal with it and say nothing, because you just keep going. You just get through the service. You get through the next day. You've got to write the list and start on whatever you've nearly sold out of. It's just like, it's all shit.
Yes.
And I think it's
until you burn out and quit the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or quit the thing. Yeah.
Turn all the gas on and walk away. Yeah.
That's totally what I regress to. Like, I'm really good at communicating.
I'm exactly the same though.
I'm really good at like a lot of those things now.
Yep.
Communicating, telling my emotions, being accepting, all of these things.
Yep.
But if I like get to a point of like overwhelmingness or something, I just shut down, put one foot in front of the other. Yeah. To get to the next surface.
Dude, I'm like a fucking, I don't know. What is it? Is it ninja or samurai? I nearly said the N word again.
Oh my God. Stay away from all N words now.
It's just like silent, it's just silent, assassinate everything. Just silently keep going. Like T-1000. I think it's T-1000. These are early 90s reference to Terminator 2. Absolutely. That's sort of how it feels. Yeah.
I would like to enjoy my life now.
I also still burn myself out without cooking, just by doing everything the same way. That's not healthy. Like, I recognise that is not healthy. That is just how it is. It's what I do. But like you said, the longer you're out, the better I get. This shit helps too. Talking to a person that actually understands is crazy. Yes. Is like, and that's sort of how we met and started doing this, obviously. But
I think it's how it always kind of happened.
But like laughing at it and recognising it and being just able to talk. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Burnout clause, man, is fucking so...
Someone has to stop you before it happens, because it's going to happen. Yeah.
And I've gotten so much better at it. Yeah. Or like recognising that I don't have to do it. I don't have to give everything I've got to comedy or videoing or making money or whatever. Doesn't matter. Until it's too much, and then quit. Yeah. And stop it. And then start from the start again. But it's such a hospitality behaviour.
Yeah, I recognise now that I can just, I just don't do that today. I can recognise that, but I'll be right back at it tomorrow. And it also makes you absolutely slay anything you do. Like, you'll just become so good at stuff just by plodding on, getting annoyed at the failures, getting annoyed at and all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, fuck, I'm pretty good at this, eh? Yeah. Yeah. But like, meanwhile, you've like put your brain and everything through
Yeah.
whoever else was around you
Yeah, well,
through some shit.
something I tried to get out of my chef career was like, look, I actually enjoyed being a chef, and it was such a really great part of my life. But honestly, I was angry or upset for a lot of it.
Yeah.
About being a chef, or about the day, or about
Yep.
the service, or about the fucking truffles, or about whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, well, okay,
The way it was left for you and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
anything could get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I did also really enjoy myself. Like, I have so many fond memories
Yeah.
of all of that craziness. So I was like, the next career that I have, I can do it the same. That's fine, because I can't not do it the same, which is like plod along
Yeah.
and get better and get better. But I have to enjoy it. I can't have any of that mental talk anymore about liking or disliking, or
Yeah.
this day or that service. Or,
Yeah.
oh, look at this produce or that thing, or you know what I mean? Like that lower level, lower vibrational,
Yeah.
negative speak.
Yeah. It's
underlying.
very, I've got to that too. It's very zen. Zen, is that the word? It's very, I don't know what to call it, but that's what it is. It's like fucking,
Yeah,
I don't know.
because you can have both. You can be
Very
stoic.
Yeah.
You can be stoic and be a psycho, or you can be stoic and actually just be stoic
Yeah.
and enjoy it. You know?
Yeah.
But which is hard, because I fucking chose stand-up comedy after chefing as
Yeah.
well, which is a nightmare.
Yeah. But also you can still get away with just about saying anything in the name of a joke, I suppose, if if it's not like
Yeah.
literally focused hate or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing that I hate about it is that it's legitimately a fun job. Like, it's creating fun and laughter for people.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is like really quite negative, and you know,
The actual doing of it, like standing up and telling the jokes.
nah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
No, never a problem. My favorite bit.
It's just all the other stuff.
Yeah, trying to get booked.
Yeah.
Trying to climb a scene to get more gigs so you can enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Trying to
Right.
get recognised. Trying to get better.
Yeah. I suppose it's not a team game either. I'm a team guy. I'm
It's not a team
fiercely team orientated.
It's not
Like,
a
don't
team.
touch my daughter shit. But like, I don't think I would. I think I would end up just, if I was just one on one. Obviously, you probably got mates that do it, but still, it's just you on stage, right?
Yeah.
I think I would just be like, fuck everyone.
Yes.
I am doing this and just T1000 it,
Yes.
and not really make that many friends doing it probably in the end.
But what gets you further is pretending to like everyone, pretending to be on everyone's side. So
Right.
anyone
I suppose
can, it's like a real political, can book you,
I
anyone
was about to say,
can help you,
Yeah.
or he's not a bad guy, get him. But actually, like, if you've lived a bit of life experience, you're like, that person's fake, that person's fake, that person's fake.
yeah,
But then all the fake people can coalesce in a unit and help each other
yeah,
spiral up, and then just burn each other on the way.
yeah,
It's quite horrible.
yeah. I'm not into that in the slightest.
No.
I am like, I would just be like a solo camel in the
Well,
desert.
I
Like, I
fu-
would just be
yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
what I
out here,
am.
dude. Yeah,
I mean, I got my mates, and it's wicked. I've got
Yeah, of course.
I've made really good friends
yeah.
in comedy.
But that circle,
But I burnt it straight
it's
away.
making me like, ugh.
Yeah, straight away I burnt everything, because people were like backstabbing or doing whatever, and coming from kitchens, I was like, oh, you're a prick.
Yeah,
I don't like you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like that. And they were like, oh, that's not how you play this game.
yeah.
You can't just go into a political arena and tell everyone exactly
So
how
that's
you
not
feel.
how you play the game yet,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
And
That's what I think. Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I have like I obviously exist in the sort of social media a lot, and that is kind of how it is as well.
Are you going to drink the last one?
No, you can have
Do you want a candy?
No, I'm all good. I think they're all out of code, dude.
What do you mean?
They're just for show. Pick one up. See what the date is on it.
Oh, like they never go out of date.
Oh no, they're fine.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, I just like them. I like
Thanks.
the fact that the fridge is full of out of date sodas and
I'll take an extra beer today. I got to go do a 5-minute spot way later, and then a 30-minute show in someone's backyard
Beer farm.
at their house.
Where?
At someone's 40th birthday.
Just out the back.
Yeah.
So so those gigs, obviously, I've never seen anything like that. But do you have to bring your own equipment? Is that
No.
something like that? You just rock up.
I just
They'll have
to
a
rock
mic
up.
for you, or you
just need to
cappella.
pray. You need to pray that they're going to have something for you, and what they think is appropriate is not going to be appropriate.
Just take all of this. Yeah.
They're the ones that you just shotgun. You're just like,
Yeah.
I'm coming in. I'm not doing it for friends. I'm doing it
Of
because
course.
it's the hardest thing to do to prepare me for Melbourne in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because then you go to Melbourne and it's like a big spot or a big thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I did a backyard barbecue to like 30 drunk people who are impossible to impress in this scenario.
Yeah.
This is way easier than that.
Yeah, of course. And that's the same as cooking in some of the really classy places we've cooked in. It's just like, yeah, this is, after this, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is anything. It's just like, you want it? Like we were going, I think I mentioned we're going to go fucking camping. That got moved till Tuesday. But like we got these kind of units. It's hard to explain. Sal says made it work. And, but she was like, what do you want to take? Because everyone's cooking something. Everyone's bringing something to cook on. People got gases. We got this sort of unit that's really cool. You just cooked with pure, just fucking firewood and shit, right? So it's just like a grill thing. Anyway, explaining that terribly.
Yeah, you're talking about a barbecue.
Yeah, but it's like this little, exactly. It's a fucking barbecue. But it's like, it's because it's so intense. It's like a hibachi grill, but it's like you can take it anywhere, and it charges your phone, uses the heat and the air circulation to charge the fucking phone and shit. It's
All right.
Anyway. But even that's easy. She's like,
Even
what
a
do you
barbecue
what do you want?
charges your phone these days?
Yeah, bro. This one does.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, man. And it creates its own energy. Like builds its own energy in the battery.
Okay.
This is why I'm fucking up explaining a barbecue. But the so what do you want to take to cook? And it's like my always answer is whatever. Because it's like you just cook whatever. If you bring me something, I'll cook it. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
But like what I mean is compared to that is the tiniest worry I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Compared to just half a service at these places.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, but we end up going, and it'll just be this epic shit, whatever we, it's just like, what do you want to cook for dinner? That's the question.
I'll make
It's the same thing. Yeah.
I'll make it happen every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
I did this was recently, like the last 3 years, I cooked 100-person dinner, 3 courses, plus performed on stage between each course a cooking show.
Fuck yeah.
By myself.
Yeah.
But on the night,
How did you?
on the night, I had like the 14, 12-year-old waiters who had never done it before.
Yep.
Help me plate.
Yeah.
And get things ready.
Yeah.
And my sister, who used to help me with food shows, conduct.
So how does that even?
But essentially, I did the whole thing.
How does that even start? How do you even get there? Like, how did that begin?
I was just doing food shows.
You just started saying yes to stuff.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
doing food shows. And one of the food shows was like this dinner. And then it became a 3-course dinner. And then you're going to talk to them about each course between it
Yeah,
and show
that's
them
what I
what
mean.
to
You
do
just keep
while they're
saying yes to
eating it.
stuff.
And as a wolf would
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And I did it. But I remember being at the end of that day, because I only had a day to prep as well, basically.
Yeah.
A day and a half. I might have done some stuff at
Yeah.
home. Getting to the end of that and being like, nothing will ever be as hard as that.
Yeah.
Ever. That's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Dude, you throw anyone into that situation and just watch them, number one, never do it because they freak out. They'll be freaking out. And then just like fluff around with shit that doesn't matter. You watch someone that's ever done that for the first time, you're like, none of anything that you're doing right now is mattering.
Yeah.
All you need is the whatever. How many plates have we got? You know what I mean? Have you counted them? Have you just the real basic shit just to keep, but they're like, we'll put the shit over here.
The
that doesn't matter.
inefficiency of what's going on.
And you just watch them all do 360s for an hour.
And I'm just like, stand there, you do this, you do this, you do that, you do that, let's go. And you're like also motivating them Like you're doing everything, but you're motivating them to get their little bit done.
Yeah.
Great job on the basil.
Because you can't get
really good work.
you can't get them to switch off, eh?
No,
But you have to keep them wondering too.
Keep those plates coming. That's really good.
Because they'll hit that zone where the first timers will hit that zone where they're like, I've got this, and you need to keep that away from them as long as possible to keep them focused.
Yes.
Because they'll just start going, oh, I'll just throw this on, right?
Yeah. Or
No. Remember I told you 20 minutes ago that this is how we're doing it?
Clean the plates. You know what I mean? Like that.
Wipe the plates.
Wipe the plates.
Wipe. What are you doing, Mark?
And I remember with that dinner as well. Like
I
didn't choose to do something that I know really well. I remember the dessert. I did something that I've never done before.
Yep.
Because it was all like produce based. So they were some kind of orange. I think they were either like a blended organic citrus.
Yep.
That someone had given me, and they're like, this is what you're going to use. And I ended up poaching them, but I was like poaching them and making the rind edible at the same time.
Okay.
So like heavily based sugar syrup and kind of like poaching that and seeping it in over a long time. I was making it up as I was going.
Yeah.
And I did like 100 of them, and I was like, I hope this works.
Yeah.
You know? And it did.
Yeah.
It worked fucking amazing. But it wasn't like, even in that scenario, under those conditions, to go, oh, I'll just make a parfait.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
No. I just couldn't help it. I just can't fucking help it.
I got used to get sent by this catering company I worked, just like casually work a couple of days a week out. They would always send me to like the most hardcore, high end, like small in-house dinners. But they'd just send me because they knew I would just be able to do it by myself, and it saves another employee. They probably charged them for it anyway. This one mate, it was in King. It was like right on the big houses, right where Kings Park is, like the top level. They got lifts all the way up. The fact I had to like navigate this catering truck in this perfect thing. Once I got that in, there was no dramas. That should have been the end of me right there. But it was like, it was exactly the height and width of the truck, and I'm just going. I just nailed it. Obviously bumping it out. I hadn't looked at the menu because I used to come from doing other things, and they would just give me, and it's not.
They give you the truck or the trolleys?
They'd give me that everything would be there. They say half of it was never there.
Yeah, I did catering for a year and a half.
Yeah,
on site.
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, and
where people wrap.
They were like, "You're all good," and you're like, "Have I got a spoon?"
Oh,
nope.
Brutal.
Yeah,
yeah.
So they sent me this menu when I got there. I looked at it. There was three different souffles on the menu. They had a cheese one start. There was some bullshit and these little tiny souffles. I can't remember what they were. And then there was a dessert one. And what they'd given me to use was this. It was older than I am. This handheld, like fucking whatever you call it, KitchenAid, but you know the beaters, double beaters. And it would heat off, so like it would like spark off. So when it got too hot, so I couldn't fully whip anything.
Wow.
And I looked at it and went, "This is fucked." So I just went through like their cabinets, and they didn't have anything. They must just get catered all the time, right? These rich people, so rich, and they had to the point they actually had convection ovens in their house, so it was wicked if you're making souffles. But I don't want to make three, and they all had to be timed. I was so fucking retarded. But anyway, that was like a thing. I didn't even think about it at the time. I wasn't even annoyed. It was just like, well, that's what I've got to do.
Yeah.
Is time this thing so I can beat the bullshit, so I can fold it for when the time for the thing, and I put it in the oven. Meanwhile, I was slowly cooking the fucking whole fillets and stuff like that.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. So I'm going, all right, it's timed out. So I'll keep coming back with this fork and just making sure it doesn't keep, split over time. Yeah. Just keep touching. All right, I can do it a bit more. Wow. This is for the second one. Obviously, you got to clean everything you had to be fully cleaned again, or else it won't obviously beat right. It won't aerate. So I'm doing that. But I remember all of that was fine. Loaded the truck, came out, and then went. I remember the next day they were like, "How was it?" I was like, "Yeah, sick." Like it wasn't like a.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it was horrible. It was one of the worst days of my life.
But you get through it.
Yeah.
And you go again.
And this is why they send me without another person.
Yeah. That on-site catering stuff is like some of the most hectic shit.
And you've got to keep it so clean. Obviously, I don't even know if you need to. but it's
Yeah.
in my head to go.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
someone else's
the house stuff for sure.
Yeah,
But there was like, so every now and then in those places, you would go and we did a circus, or you'd go and do these 100,
Oh, yeah,
200,
totally.
500, and you'd bring in those
Yeah.
heating cabinets.
yeah.
And like, so you're supposed to put everything in the
They
heating
call
cabinet.
them a hot box or something
Hot
like
box.
that.
It's the wrong kind of hot box. I'm used
Yeah.
to like the plate hot boxes.
Yeah,
you're
totally.
supposed
Yeah,
But everything's
just
kind of
catering words.
timed in these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you look stupid because there's 8 of them going hot box, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Where the plates?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Down here." Like, no. Yeah,
So no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's like one chef trying to run the whole thing, and you're just on the line, like looking at a shit show,
yeah,
and it starts going shit,
yeah.
and it gets shit up. Like maybe, the service time gets pushed back an hour, but everything's
Yeah.
in the hot boxes,
Yeah.
and it's like nothing's good from that point.
Yeah.
Like that's not good. Take everything out of the hot
Yeah.
boxes. Wait
Take it out,
30 minutes. All right, now
put it back in. Yeah.
But by then it's like shit, and then everyone's you know how they wrap all of the tools and things,
Yeah.
unwrapping tools, trying to get things ready.
Yeah.
You're on this garnish section, you're on that bit,
Yeah.
and it's just you're watching this shit show
Yeah.
go down, and like sometimes they fail miserably. Hey,
Yeah.
hectic. Well, the F1, we did an F1 catering.
Yep.
We had the biggest tent, which is 3,000 people,
Yeah.
and 2 really amazing chefs that hectically very good chefs lost their voice on the first day
Yeah.
from yelling at people who had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
3,000 meals a day,
Yeah.
and just the shit show.
Yeah.
I saw.
That's what I find fascinating about, because there's quite a few pop-ups that happen around town, and they're like 100, 200 people max, and then you've done the same menu every, you know what I mean? Essentially, or it'll be like burgers. It's like, yeah, but it's the same except we put different shit in it, right?
Yeah.
This shit, like things we've been on, like Diggers and Dealers, that just pops up in a tent. You blow it up, do thousands and thousands of people out of nowhere, and then you get people that have never seen they don't know what they're making until they put it on the plate, essentially.
Yeah.
They're just there.
Yeah,
And then there's so much pressure on.
micro-direct.
Dude, I was doing the like beef for like 3,000 people, and you're like, okay, let's not fuck this up. And then you just watch these motherfuckers don't touch the ovens, and there's just fucking ovens, like
Yeah.
the same thing. You're like, but like I like being in the situation where you're like, my section right here, this little corner I have is boxed.
Yeah, and
Like,
but
you
you're
just
watching-
watch.
Oh,
It's brutal.
and
'Cause-
they're all like
and you do not want that job.
catering students and stuff. So I was at the end of
Because
my
they just
career,
they're just ticking, they just want people around.
They
You
need
need
it.
so many people,
but then they've got to micromanage those people.
all of them, all day.
Yeah, but also the choices people make, like 3,000 people, and then you're like, oh, you're gonna grill the eye fillets now on
Yeah.
a barbecue, and then we will cut them to order.
Yeah.
It's like fucking right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And they're always just really, they're too slow at everything. You just watch them go, how have you functioned?
The young kids.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, this was in Melbourne, so
yeah, right.
they would just have anyone that there was,
Yeah, I got to take a piss anyway, man.
All right, break.
Beer farm.